Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl Lachey Malley, right? And I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about emotions and how it's okay to feel or experience emotions. And having an emotional intelligence is very important in the emotional world of this life, because you live to experience many things. But when you take on the totality of life without emotions, you would not have better understanding of what you're going through. It's another deeper part of your experience. And when you understand the depths and break down the emotion and why you feel that way and what is going on with you, then you can understand why your experience is the way that it's going. So we're going to talk about depression. Are you feeling restless? Are you feeling hopeless? Are you feeling unhappy? Has your life been very stagnant lately? Has things not been going in the way that you thought it should be going? Have you been just depressed, down and sad about any and everything? Have you been depressed? Have you been unhappy? If you have, then this video content will be very good for everybody who's watching. So let's get into this video. Today we're going to talk about emotions and how it's okay to feel or express oneself. Now, a lot of people lacking the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, having the ability to break down or explain what it is you're feeling in each moment of your life, but also understanding the depths of what you feel within yourself and breaking it down to an analytical fact and having this higher intuition to know things about the different things that we experience. Now, a lot of people are not emotional intelligent. A lot of people are mentally stimulated and can only take it from a logical or analytical perspective. So not a lot of people get a lot of people who experience depression. Now, a lot of people understand that they are going through things within themselves, but don't fully understand what it is they're going through. So instead of actually understanding that they're going through something that is very good for their body, natural to experience. Emotion is a form of experiencing, and we must all experience it in order to grow or get the proper things that we need as a human being, right? Because we're not actually a human being. We're a spirit in a human body. So this is the way the spirit, the soul, it releases itself, expresses itself. The soul being you, your total identity in who you are. That makes all of who you are what you are, right? So we're going to start talking about depression and how depression is really good for the body, but not good for the mind. The way the mind is set up is naturally negative. So if you're going through a depression, you would want to listen to motivational, encouraging videos, audios, things that motivate you. It's kind of like motivation and inspiration. You don't wake up being inspired to go to your job every day. You just get up and do it, right? It's the same way with depression. You have to naturally get up, and even though you're going through this thing that's considered negative in your mind, because your mind is negative, and we have to train ourselves up as creatures of habit. We have to train ourselves up to believe that things are better than it really is, because things really are better than they seem. Because in our mind, we make things a lot worse than it really is. And if you took time out to write it on paper, right? Write all the good of write all the things that you've been through. And then on the other side, write all that you overcome. And I guarantee you, all the things you've overcome is far more extraordinary than the things that you've been through, right? It may weigh hand in hand, but also in your situations now, you can write the bad that's happened to you, you can write the good that's happened to you. I guarantee you, the good will outweigh the bad. I guarantee you. It is the mind that tricks us into believing that things are a lot worse than they really are. Now, with that being said, though the mind is all in the universe is mental, we have to train our minds to be more positive than it really is. Our minds are naturally negative. So when we are in situations or circumstances, if you're not like a solution-driven individual or somebody who looks to find a solution in the reality in which you're experiencing, which is based on the perception, because perception is reality. And based on the way you perceive things becomes your reality and your manifested life, right? So, but not everything that you perceive is reality for everybody, right? Because, like I was saying, the way you perceive things in your mind, the way you perceive it with your eyes, and the way you perceive it with your mouth are totally different than each other. And every single part of you is a form of perceiving, a form of perception, and a form of experiencing, just like emotions are. Emotions are a form of experiencing. Now, some people don't fully understand it, what experience these are, but these are a form of experiencing, and as spirits we must go through the experience of emotions. So depression being deep rest, meaning that you put yourself through so much throughout the process till you got to the depression. You haven't been resting well, you haven't been getting no sleep, you just been on go like a robot. You just been constantly working hard, and not giving yourself the time, the break, and the break that you need. What your body does is shut down. And what that does ultimately to your mind is takes you to a negative perspective and makes you believe that everything around you is the worst ever. I'm telling you the truth, because it's just a form of deep rest. It's for your body. It's good for the body and bad for the mind, because the mind is negative. But if you train your mind to be positive through the experience of rest, of deep rest within your body, your vessel, this physical form that you never give enough time to rest or get a break, then if you gave your body enough break, enough rest, enough time to sit down and watch a television show, maybe spend time with your family, maybe go out to eat here and there, if you give yourself rest and don't push yourself to do so much, your body would not shut down on you all the time. And plus, your body naturally needs to shut down, because us as people, we have to work so much in the society, right? This is just a form of getting the things that you don't give yourself. So this is like a form of energy giving back to you on a physical form, but it affects your mind in a negative perspective now that you really feel that this is bad for you, but it's healthy for your body. It's like working out. Working out doesn't feel good while you're doing it, but the results at the end is always good. Eating healthy doesn't always seem good, but when you start doing it, it's better for you. Everything that seems good doesn't look good, okay? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good in the mind. It doesn't seem good, but it is good. Depression is good for your body, but it's not good for your mind. So you have to feed your mind positivity in the process of going through depression. Now, a lot of people don't believe in depression. I get it, because those are very mental people. They see things on an intellectual level that they cannot understand or grasp on a emotional intelligence. That's cool, that's fine. Not everybody has the emotional intelligence to understand what all these emotions mean. These are a form of energy and a form of experience that we all must go through. Like crying. Crying is a form of release that has been pent up or built up. You have different forms of crying, different forms of tears, whether it be tears of joy, tears of fear, tears of anxiety. You know, when you get overwhelmed, you just cry. Or you get really happy and you just cry because you're so happy. You have many different forms of release when it comes to crying. And crying is releasing what is built up within yourself, and, you know, letting it be free within yourself. Like letting go. It's letting go. It's being free, like a bird being free to send off a message, like a dove flying away with the message. Anxiety is worry. You've trapped yourself in your mind to worry and analyze, overthink a certain specific anything. It's also another form of what you go through when you overcome your comfort zones. Like when you're overcoming your comfort zones, you go through anxiety. Okay? Anxiety is escaping, wanting or not being content with the present moment and wanting to escape that realm. So this is just incontentment or worry with what is going on in your life or whatever it is that you're having to face or overcome, and it's facing your comfort zones. You only go through anxiety when you face your comfort zones, okay? It's escaping the present moment and not really being content with the now. Okay, that's really all it is. It's nothing else. It's just wanting, either overthinking a situation beyond what it really is, overanalyzing, overthinking, overdoing, overseeing, and not just accepting what it is, making it a horrible situation, right? And not being content at all. Like anxiety, anxious, just uppity in a way that is not healthy. So that is the purpose of anxiety. So depression is deep rest, where it makes your body rest and shut down, but it's not good for your mind because it makes you negative. Crying is a form of release, allowing what's within to release and let go. So being free is a form of freedom. Anxiety is a non-contentment with the present moment, or being anxious or over worrying about a certain specific thing that you to the point where you can't sleep or can't eat. Happiness is ultimate peace. What I mean, happiness is not obtained through objects or material. Happiness is true inner peace, what you find with yourself when you're really content with you and happy with the things about yourself, which being happy with all of who you are, and that's completely being content with your life, whether you have all the money in the world or no money in the world. It's being happy with you and knowing that whether you have it all or don't have it all at all, you're happy with who you are. And that's the greatest peace that you can ever have. That is the ultimate peace, having full contentment with you and who you are and all you can be. Sadness is just a downwards grief about a situation or something that happened to you that often drifts by memory or a really bad experience. And it comes down, it's a downcast. It comes around, you think about it, it's just a dwelling over something that you either not over or you either have a dwelling from a past memory. So sadness comes in many forms, whether it be grief or just heartbreak or anything. It comes in many forms. And, we got to experience sadness. It's part of life. Love is a state of ultimate freedom. And it's the one thing that we lack in the universe the most. Love being a gift. Because love is a gift that keeps on giving. It's a universal thing. It's a energy thing. It's a thing that never breaks. It's eternal. You know what I'm saying? It's eternal. It's forever. The ultimate freedom of it is being able to fully give oneself and be fully devoted to another, and being open and transparent with another individual, that you may grow, prosper, and have abundant life. Like, that is the most empowering thing that you can ever experience in your life, is having someone you can abundantly grow with, that you can always reflect and experience and hold accountable with this person. Somebody that you can have a life partnership, right? But it's not just on that level, not just on companionship. It's also on a universal level. Love is a universal thing that goes around full circle, whether it's reciprocated or it's not. No matter how it's perceived or received, love can go full circle. So as long as you able to give love, and I'll do another video on why a lot of people can't actually accept or experience love in the way that is proper for them to experience it. And I'll break that down for you guys on my next video content, so that I keep you guys fully updated on those things. And if you want to understand a little bit about certain emotions and why you experience them, and why, and then there's no real way to grieve. It's like how you grieve is how you grieve. Now, it's some very destruction based behaviors that we all experience in our lives at some point. But the best thing I can give you guys, the best advice, is don't self-destruct. Don't cut on your skin. Don't commit suicide. Do not do things that are violent to yourself or to others. Find a valuable way to cope. Whether it be someone you love or someone you really trust with your feelings or your emotions, find someone you can really open up to that will never go tell your secrets. Like, you got to find someone you can, be open to. It. In this world, it's a really lonely place. And when I say there's a lack of love, there's a deep need for love in this world. And it's a real deep need for knowledge and wisdom. And we don't have a lot of it in it. So when I want to stress to you guys that how having good people in your life is a valuable thing for you as a person to grow. And if you got somebody you can see you can spend your life with, I want you to take time to appreciate those people, because you got to know that the people are not perfect and that they're going to make mistakes. But as long as you have this person that is accountable, that owns up to their mistakes, then that's fine. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay not to have it all together. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to experience depression, crying, anxiety, happiness, sadness, love. It's okay to have all these things. It's okay to experience these things. But not everybody experiences on the same stimulated capacity. Some people, experience it on a stimulated mental level. Some people experience it on an emotional level. Some people understand it from both perspectives. Some people just go to a very inward place and they take it from a spiritual level. And some people just take it from, they don't really know what it is. They don't really understand what's going on. So a lot of people don't really know. And it's good to know more valuable information about what is going on with people and what's going on with yourself. So I have this book called The Fight Within, and it's just a teaser, you guys. It's not a full book. I'm working on that full book it's at this time in my life. I'm working on the second part to that. It's going to be a lot thicker than the first one. And it's called The Fight Within, and it's by Lachey Wright. The Fight Within, and it's by Lachey Wright. It's the same as my YouTube name that you guys subscribe to. And if you guys want to, look me up on Amazon, I have books on there. I have 3 books. I'm a published author of 3 books. And I write about stuff like this all the time. I write about things that help you grow, that empower you to be a better person. And I just want you guys to have all the help that you need, and whatever it is you need. So the introduction to this book, I'm going to read it to you. And I'm going to read you a poem called Depression. So the introduction to The Fight Within it says, do you ever find yourself struggling with who you are and where you're going in life? How you'll get there? Do you struggle with identity because you are different than others? The most important journey is the one within. It's the ever-going battle with oneself. It's the toughest one of all, and a spiritual battle. Often, after so long of our struggles, we get the feeling that things aren't happening because we can't see the result of our handwork efforts. We lose ourselves and stumble in the midst of our circumstances, and eventually we overcome the trial. Every day is a battle of growth, maturity, and change. Practice doesn't make perfect. It makes improvement. And if practice ever made perfect, it would be no need to grow. So I write empowering books for spiritual growth all the time. And guys, you guys should really know that it's really okay to be emotional. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to experience. It's okay to do all these things. And I want you guys to have a better understanding of this. So Depression is this poem, and this is what I felt when I was going through depression, but I'm an intellectual who actually understands, it's not as bad as it seems. The feeling of depression when you're not necessarily sad, but you're just feeling really empty. It's when things that you normally do, you lack interest. The things you're passionate for don't get your attention. It's the things going on inside of you that you don't even understand what's going on. It's being stuck in the void of empty deep inside. Listen to the voice of nonchalant lies, only losing and passing up time. It's being trapped inside the darkness of mind, only to realize I've been trapped in the hells of my mind. It's no air to breathe, no room to dream. I'm fighting for a battle against myself, only to overcome myself so that I can leave who I've been and become who I'm supposed to be. It's losing yourself over and over again and never knowing when you'll come back or who you'll be when you get back. Depression is it's like the winter time in nature. When everything freezes over, it's like you're on a waiting period to grow. Nothing grows around wintertime. Everything is cold, froze, solid. Nothing grows around wintertime. That's how depression is. It's like you're going to a stage of a standstill. But once you get out of that, you can get better. You got the rest you need. you overcome it, you get back on top of things, you got a better move about things. It's just going through a winter and becoming back in spring. It's so empowering when you understand these concepts. I hope you guys have a prosperous and abundant day. Peace, love, and happiness. And never let emotions be the totality of your life, because it can never dictate your circumstances or your decisions. Make wise decisions, everybody. Peace.